Thanks for joining us.
So we've written lots of notes and we've got lots of stuff to share with you. This is just super informal today because we just wanted to share a bit of, good news, give you some ideas and just generally help you guys out because we're all adjusting to a slightly different way of working at the moment, aren't we?
I think that's a fair point. Adjusting is the right word. Okay, it's crazy for a lot of us, right? But then in times of war, things happen, don't they? Giant leaps forward, and everybody can come out of this, which we will come out of this, obviously, stronger for it, which is good.
Absolutely. We've had so many conversations in the last few days relating to how, as an industry, we're going to be so much more efficient and actually productive probably off the back of this. And undoubtedly, I'm sure that some of you, like we are concerned at what's going on at the moment. But hopefully, just in the next 15 minutes, we're going to share some ideas that you can take away and use, and also a bit of positivity as well. For those of you, sorry, Brian.
That's all right. I've got a really funny top tip which you don't know about either, which I want to share with everybody about working from home.
I just wanted to say, by the way, because I know there's a few of you in this group that we haven't met, but just clarify, I'm Sarah and this is Brian, just in case you had any confusion.
I don't think people would be confused about who was who.
Probably not.
Let's get on with it then.
Okay, so
businesses to run.
All of these sessions are designed to help. We're going to cover a range of topics and we're going to do it pretty quickly. I've actually decided that I'm going to create you all a sheet so that you can fill it in tomorrow. So hopefully that
Sarah loves a sheet. There's a hashtag.
Sarah loves a sheet, not as much as Brian loves a whiteboard. So we're going to start with today's good news story. Brian is going to deliver live from the Lake District newsroom.
So I'm trying to find the positives between all the headlines right now, because if you end up spending your life looking at the news to find out what's going on, it's quite negative. Negativity tends to sell newspapers and programs. So I tend to try and find the positivity behind some of the headlines. And obviously one of the most positive things today is that close of play last night, the stock market had bounced back with a record day of trading to increase at 9%, which is really good news. But what does that mean? How can you use that with talking to customers and each other today? Think of it this way. That means that companies that are on the stock market, on the FTSE 100 particularly, would have gained over 113 billion pounds sterling of value in one day's trading. Now imagine what that will do to confidence of those businesses that have been, like the rest of us, worried about their staff, worried about survival, so on and so on. So that's a really big bounce. And to put it into perspective, a 9% rise in one day of trading on the stock market has only been beaten once before, which was in November 2008, where it rose by 9.8% on the back of the financial crisis as we came out of that.
Yeah.
So that's a really good sign, right? That's a positive sign that the country has, battened down the hatches and essentially begun to believe in itself again, and that gives a great positive message across the world actually and I get some of the US markets have bounced back as well. So 9% rise, and this morning already, since about an hour of trading, it's risen by 277 points already. So really good news on that, really good news. Even some of the estate agency companies that listed have had some gains, which is good news.
I think it's all, we are all very concerned, obviously, about the health of those people around us, but we are also all concerned about the economy, and to see something like the FTSE rise gives everybody a little bit of a lift. And we know that sentiment moves very quickly both ways into the property market. So great positivity and something hopefully you can take away throughout your day.
Yeah, definitely.
What's this funny story you were going to tell me anyway? Was that related to
I'm going to tell everybody when we finish this. So let's.
Okay.
I've only got 15 minutes, and I like to talk, as you know.
We have only got 15 minutes. So the next part of our morning meeting, we are going to talk about our theme for the day. And those of you that know us will know that we can't go anywhere without a whiteboard or a flip chart. So here's one I prepared earlier. Do excuse me.
Other way around.
Yeah. So here we go. Can you all see that?
Put that behind you there. Put my arm on it.
Is that going to work? It's a bit. Oh, okay. You can tell we didn't rehearse this.
You just said, can everyone see that? They can't answer back, can they?
They're answering in me and he.
Oh,
Brian.
okay. Oh, fair enough.
Just get Brian up with the technology. So this is our theme for today. We like to do things in threes.
The microphones are quite good on there as well, so you don't have to shout because that's it. You're hurting my ear.
The 3 Ps, okay. So we're going to discuss these in a little bit more detail before we give you some other tips and ideas for the rest of the day. But it's really, really important right now.
The message coming on there.
Yes, I can see that you protect, plan, and have perseverance. Those are our 3 Ps for the day. And first of all, Brian, just take protect. What can the guys do now under the theme of protect today to protect themselves and their businesses?
Yeah, well, I'm sure there's some of you on here that have been have had some experience before of the financial crisis, and I to try to accurately think about advice we could give and advice that we take ourselves. I went back to a time when I was privileged to lead a number of branches for a well-known estate agency group as their MD, and people were, this is obviously unprecedented now with the virus, but when the financial meltdown happened, people still had an awful lot of uncertainty. And we looked at this in terms of priorities of who to protect. So there's 3 key areas for protection, and this is what we want to just cover this morning. First of all is protect your team, okay? Now, I'm not going to go on about, furloughing staff and all these things, or furloughing, whatever it is, furlongs, horses race, right?
Horses, yeah.
Got confused with that yesterday. We all know that, okay? And obviously if you don't, then, you haven't been watching the telly for the last week, go and check it out online. But it's really important when you're working remotely to ensure that don't just take for granted that people are okay. And you can post lots of positive messages and rah-rahing and all this malarkey, but actually get some FaceTime with your staff. We're at home, we're working with families, and that's fine, and they're obviously vitally important. But don't forget people that are working remotely can't always function to their best if they're left on their own and just getting on with work. So take some time out during the day, check on the well-being and the mental health of your staff. Emotional intelligence is really critical right now for those of us that looking after people and working with people. So, and encourage your team to communicate with each other. For example, I do a lot of work with a business called Gazelle, and we have a number of young members of staff that are doing a lot of our administration, and they're dotted all over the country, all over London at the moment in small flats. And we make sure that 3 times during the day, and this is irrespective of how many times we're actually speaking on the phone, we have a quick video conference call, everything okay, check in, we share a joke, we have a bit of a laugh, we try to...
He thinks he's funny.
Yeah, I'm funny. We have a bit of a laugh, a bit of a joke, just to make sure people are know that they're cared for, okay, outside of their family groups. Really important point. The second thing about protection, and again, this is going back to the market crash in 2008 and 9. Yeah, I've got pins and needles as well. Is a term that we use called defend your market, protect your marketplace. Do not allow your eyes to come off the prize of looking after your customers and protecting them. And that the same rules apply as it does with staff, I suppose. Making sure they're okay.
Colleagues on here. This is not just business owners on here. It's all about looking after each other at the moment, whether you're a more junior member staff or an owner. So you're right. Yeah.
But what I mean is, particularly if you have any potentially vulnerable customers. I know an agency, really good agency in the south of England that I work with, who have a lot of retirement flats on the market right now, for example. They're making an extraordinary effort to make sure that they're in communication with those customers, way more than they would normally be. And actually, some of them are doing some teaching online or over the phone with customers, how to help them use Skype and how to help them use FaceTime to help them engage with their families. So that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
So defend your market, protect your customers, keep them as close as you can, share good news stories and positivity in the market, because they're seeing the same headlines that we're seeing. And obviously if they're on their own, they could be getting nervous. Defend your market, ready for when the market has a double bounce back, which it will do.
Yeah, absolutely. So the next P is plan. And obviously we probably could have planned this better. It's all right. I feel like I could be a weather girl. Maybe we'll do the weather tomorrow.
It's sunny.
But in the Lake District. The plan is a really important one, and actually the irony of all of this, those of you that have had Brian and I in to train you in your businesses will know that all we bang on about is picking up the phone, that comes under protect, and structuring your day. So my goodness, hasn't it come home to roost? But basically with planning, 2 key things for you to think about that you can use today as you go about your business in your houses is get a plan together that plans your week out. And I talk about this a lot. It's called time boxing. There's a book by Nir Eyal. I'll write all of this in the comments. And essentially, that will help you to plan your day. A lot of you have now become teachers, overnight teachers. Yeah. You're doing homeschooling. Someone just mentioned that they're not only are they on this Facebook Live, they're also doing Joe Wicks, which would mean
Joe
they're
Wicks,
doing...
excellent.
I mean, we're trying to take over Joe Wicks, but hey, we thought you might get out of being on Joe Wicks, in fairness.
The guy does all the exercises.
Yes, that's the one that you refused to do. Yeah. So plan your week. Take the whole diary, put little boxes of activities that you're going to do, including spending time with the kids, including doing Joe Wicks, including this meeting going forward.
Can I just say,
important.
Yeah, on that point, and I'll probably get shot for this by those of you that run businesses, but it's important not to overwork during this time.
Yeah.
Now, I'm guilty of that. You know, I sat at a desk from 9 o'clock yesterday morning till, I don't know what time it was, 5 o'clock on the phone, doing webinars, helping all sorts of things, speaking to sellers and buyers directly. But actually, quite physically and mentally tiring at the end of the day. And I need to practice. That's my lesson for myself today, is to take proper breaks during the day.
Yeah.
Keep your brain out, keep your brain working, I'm going to go for a walk later on, as long as it's flat, not up a hill, because I'm not good at that.
You're being socially responsible.
Yeah, stay away from you. So don't overwork. Don't try to be clever and fill all this time up with work. Take time away from it and keep your brain fresh.
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely plan your week ahead, and you should, hopefully you've been doing that already, but I can't encourage your time boxing enough. And also, you know all that content we've been meaning to produce? Plan that, okay? Now is the time where things might be a little quieter, that we have the opportunity to actually get some of that stuff that we've been meaning to do planned out. You don't have to do it all on day one, but we know that probably for the next 20 days or so, we're going to be indoors. So definitely do some planning. It will benefit you in the long term when we, as Brian rightly says, bounce back from this. And finally, perseverance. Okay, we're all in this together. I know that you're hearing that from every single webinar you head on to right now, but we truly are all in this together. Brian and Brian has two businesses, Gazelle and All Stars, which you guys know. And our All Stars business has dried up completely. We can't come into offices and do our thing at the moment, which is devastating to us, but it will come back. We know it will. So we're just having to look after everybody at the moment, including you guys on this Facebook Live. So chin up kind of thing. Like, we are going to get through this, but you've got to keep going.
For fuck's sake.
Wrong way round.
Okay, go on. Sorry about that.
You can't see me.
Yes.
No, it's not working, Brian.
What do you mean can't see you? What do you mean?
We had a catastrophe. Stand by, 2 seconds.
And obviously make sure you plan how to stand your phone up correctly on a tripod that Sarah was doing. It's looking at your fingers at the moment. That's it. Yeah, so make sure you plan how to put tech together, which really helps. So sorry about that, but hey, nothing like a bit of natural truthfulness. I'm going to share some top tips with you now before we finish up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We've got a few minutes left. I'm coming.
While Sarah's not there.
Thanks, Morris. I'm glad you like my slippers.
This I find works very well, particularly when I need Sarah to be quiet. Can I just do that? Okay, and so she can be going, and she knows that she's quiet when she's on the phone. Okay, so we are at 9:30, and we promised you it was going to be short, sharp, and hopefully helpful. So protect, plan, and persevere. Those are the key messages today. But before we finish, we're going to deliver to you now things to check out for you and your family. So first of all, turn your microwave off when you're online. So those of you that are working from home that have microwaves, and everyone's busy at the moment, try to make sure that you'll keep your microwave off when you're on a webinar using the internet, because it slows down the Wi-Fi, according to Ofcom. Like dial-up, the old dial-up. So every day we're gonna give you our top tech to check out, our top ways to keep your kids entertained, and our top Netflix or on-demand recommendations, because we thought you might help, although you're not allowed to watch Netflix between 9 and 5, okay? Otherwise your bosses will kill us. So
Tech to check out. If you're not using it already in your business, Slack is absolutely fantastic. I'll share all of this afterwards. It's a free internal communication platform. You can share documents and everything. It's really superb.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, we're going to sort this out as soon as we possibly can.
Brian's going to finish off.
Other way around, your camera's in the bottom bit.
Hey, someone says it's live TV
Live
for you.
TV don't work with mobile phones, animals or children. Okay, that's what they always say.
And Sarah Edmondson. Also, I'm not going to sit down because I need to hold the phone.
Yeah.
But children's thing to check out is called chatternet.com. I'll share all these, but it's absolutely superb. It's loads of free resources, cultural resources for kids. They can go on trips around like museums and stuff like that. So if you need to keep the kids busy, amazing.
So that's chatternet.com.
That's right. I'll share it all in the group. And finally, Brian's book of the week.
So recommended book. It's not one that is normally on the radar for most people, but really, really good one about leadership in a crazy world. Okay, this is the guy, Kim Roberts, who was a chairman of Saatchi. So some brilliant stuff in there. There's hundreds and thousands of books by people who are clever and know what they're doing. This guy actually does.
Yeah, it's really good.
Well worth checking it out.
Martin, we have actually, would you believe it, got a selfie stick and a tripod and we're still having tech problems. We won't tomorrow. We knew this had happened. And the next thing, final thing is we're going to do our on-demand of the day. So, Brian, BBC iPlayer, what should the guys be checking out tonight to get on their binge-watching list?
Not for kids to watch, but Snowfall. Really good. Brilliant programme.
3 series, absolutely brilliant. And so I'm not going to come back into the screen, but hopefully you can hear me. You can all see Brian. This is us signing off. If you need anything, happy birthday, Adam Day! I've just seen you pop up. We're going to sign off now, guys. We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully 9:15, Facebook Live
with a camera that works. Have a great day. Shout out if you need any help and share good news stories with each other on the group if you can. Okay. Best of luck to you all. Thanks for watching.
Cheers, guys. Bye.